Time Stories by Manuel Rozoy. This game's been around for a little while, and it still sticks around because of how unique of a game this is. This is cooperative, and instead of having like a game master or something, the game tends to walk you through what you're doing together. And as you lay out certain cards, they develop rooms or scenes that you engage in. Time Stories involves all kinds of themes and settings like movies. And so it kind of provides sort of the backdrop for experiencing all kinds of stories that you can find additionally with more expansion. So an expansion in this game really extends the game for more plays, because the game comes with one story that everyone kind of starts with playing, and then once that's over and you know all the answers, you know all the riddles and you know all that kind of stuff, if you experience that, that's where you want to get one of those expansions to get a new story to play through. It can last for hours of enjoyment because you're working together to collectively solve obscure puzzles and riddles and clues. You're closely looking at, you know, artwork on cards and trying to, you know, deduce certain problems, and you're working together, and there's sometimes very little direction, and other times the clues are so small that you have to have the collective brain power to make sure that you pick up on all the different things to try. But essentially, if you want to think of it as, it's similar to like Assassin's Creed, the video game, where you kind of go back in time, or you go into a virtual world using a machine. And so this is kind of like how that machine looks on the side. So thematically, you're collectively trying to go back to a period in time and, you know, investigate and figure out what happened and why. And it's almost like murder mysteries, but not necessarily about murder. The way that this game does it is also very unique. It's got a very unique element to the Time Stories puzzles. Every time you do this, like, you're going to have a different level of success every time, depending on the players that you play with. And the engagement that you get from other players also really builds to what makes this game unique. If you haven't heard of Time Stories, like I said, it's been around a while, but they keep putting out more content for it because it's so unique, and it's one of those, you know, you play it, you spend a few hours to get through the whole story, and hopefully you can complete it in one session. But there are ways to save the game so that you don't lose the progress you've made in, you know, what you've discovered and uncovered. But I will say the sooner that you can get back to playing that same game, you know, will be fresh in your mind to try to solve some of the rest of the puzzles. It's a lot of fun. I've never really played anything like it before, and if you've heard anybody talk about it, that's what this is. I highly recommend you try it. If you pick up a copy, pull it out. It's awesome.